and welcome to CaribDirect's headline news for July 2021. COVID-19 and Hurricane Elsa have been prevalent in the news this month. Later, we'll take a closer look at these stories, but first, here's our bulletin. New variants of COVID-19 are causing second and third waves in countries where their inhabitants are vaccinated adequately. Britain's chief scientific advisor, Patrick Vallance, said that 60% of people being admitted to hospital with COVID-19 are unvaccinated, and the US reports 97% of people entering hospitals for COVID-19 are unvaccinated. The only way to keep everyone safe is to just get the vaccine. July started a month of messages as we said goodbye to African filmmaker Menelik Shabazz. His film, Burning an Illusion, forged the way for other black filmmakers. He was the second black director of a British-made feature. From Black Filmmaker magazine to the Black Filmmakers Film and Television Awards, Shabazz left his legacy. His family said he died of diabetes-related complications while working on a new film in Zimbabwe. Rest in peace, Menelik. Fiserv and Clover are working in partnership to offer grants of up to £10,000 to ethnically diverse-owned small businesses in the UK to help them overcome economic challenges due to COVID-19. A link can be found on CaribDirect.com. Who would have thought in 2021 that we'd still be dealing with the issue of menstrual poverty in developing countries? According to the United Nations News and Commentary Global News Report, 800 million women menstruate daily, but only a small fraction of these have access to sanitary products. Women are missing up to 12 weeks of school a year because of the lack of sanitary products, and others are ostracized entirely from their communities, affecting both their education and their place in society. Female Dignity is a charity committed to providing a sanitary production facility to economically and hygienically empower girls and women in developing countries, thus eliminating menstruation poverty. More of this story by Amanda Alexander on CaribDirect.com. It is unusual for Barbados to be hit by hurricanes, but on the 8th of July this all changed when it was hit by the first hurricane of 2021, Elsa. This tropical storm uprooted trees, tore the roofs off houses and levelled homes. The government has promised to find temporary housing to avoid clustering people in shelters amid the pandemic. What was first described as a cyclone was upgraded to a hurricane when the winds reached up to 75 miles per hour in Barbados, with warnings being issued in many Caribbean islands. The aftermath of Hurricane Elsa claimed at least 3 lives. One was a 15-year-old boy and another a 75-year-old woman in the Dominican Republic. But with its effects already being coupled with that of the global coronavirus pandemic, it's safe to say this is a tragedy layered on tragedy. It has been known for some time that the Caribbean has suffered from inadequate drainage systems due to a lack of infrastructure and management. However, it has become more evident with the increase of severe rains and hurricanes in the past few years. Poor engineering has led to unsafe bridges, roads and waterways that are ruining people's lives, with the latest Hurricane Elsa causing immeasurable damage and devastation to the people of Jamaica and other Caribbean countries. To mark CARICOM Day 2021, the Caribbean Export Development Agency, in partnership with the Embassy of Barbados in Brazil and the Barbados Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, hosted the Caribbean Export Latin America briefing session on Monday, July 5th, to strengthen Caribbean and Latin American trade relations. The virtual 42nd CARICOM meeting united the region to continue to confront challenges on several fronts, like the passage of Hurricane Elsa, the eruption of La Soufra volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, devastating floods in Guyana and Suriname, and the widespread impact of the COVID-19 pandemic.
The fact that this meeting is again being held virtually this year is a testament to the ongoing and common challenges of this pandemic. But we represent a resilient people from unique countries that have consistently punched above their weight in many areas of human, social, and economic development. We have risen from the ashes of each adversity. We will again.
There was a strong emphasis on recovery by Chairman Prime Minister Gaston Brown, who said, "It is vitally important for our economies to breathe again, for jobs to be retained, for our children to resume their education, and for something resembling a normal life to begin to return to our businesses, our hotels, our schools, our farms, and all aspects of our lives." In the 15th century, American countries joined the transatlantic slave trade, and 12.5 million men, women, and children of African descent were forced into slavery. But Haiti resisted the threat of enslavement, and the Haitian Revolution in 1804 became the only successful slave revolt in human history. Even after gaining freedom from the French colonizers, this brave Caribbean country continued to fight slavery and use its resources to support the fight against oppression in other American countries, contributing to the end of slavery in the entire continent. There are so many ways to deal with the effects of the COVID pandemic. Trinidadian, Calypsonians, and soca artists chose a very uplifting one. This unique collaboration fights the devastation and sadness of the pandemic with the best weapon there is, humor. Feel free to check out the video clip, but be warned, the songs are catchier than the coronavirus.
Places in your home, you don't have to line or congregate. A coffin just might be a fit. The virus is visible, so it moves unseen. Please, please, please.
England's bid to end their 55-year wait for a major trophy ended in defeat in a penalty shootout as Italy claimed the Euro 2020 crown at Wembley. 3 black players who missed penalty kicks for England were subjected to racist abuse online. Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka and Jadon Sancho are incredibly talented players who worked hard and played major roles in England's journey to the Euro 2020 final. If anything, they deserve praise for bravely stepping forward to take the penalties. This is not the first sign of racism in English football. Jamaican-born Reason Raheem Sterling is titled the most hated English player. You can find this story and more on CaribDirect.com. Everything gwa be airy is a Jamaican phrase with a focus on the word airy, which means to be at peace or to comfort. It's saying everything will be all right. However, it has many variations. One of them caused a stir in Martin Brest's 1988 film Meet Joe Black, where the phrase was spoken by Brad Pitt.
Bad spirit. She just thought fever. She don't mean nothing. Please help us.
Of course.
No, be a sister. No devil, no dopey. Everything gonna be airy.
Before I take you to question time, I'd like to ask you to join me for Metaphorically Speaking with Delia Dolor, a podcast where we choose a metaphor every week and discuss its origins, its history, and how we use it now. We've discussed metaphors and terms like we little but we taloa and children should be seen and not heard. I'm sure you've used those before. It's podcast edutainment, and it's available on all major streaming platforms. And now, everything gonna be airy. Which patois phrase do people mispronounce often? Tell us in the comments below. I'm Delia Dolor, and you've been watching the July edition of CaribDirect's Headline News. Don't forget to visit CaribDirect.com for your daily Caribbean news. Our next review is on August 29. We leave you with a COVID-19 song, Trini style. Goodbye.
COVID-19 taking over the world, affecting man, woman, boy and girl, destroying economies, yes, smashing up many countries. In the US, many have lost